So we've had a great NBA season so far, and the playoffs is literally just 2 days away. The play-in tournament is wrapping up right now, so I'm not even going to waste any time. Let's get into my 2022 NBA playoff predictions, and I'm going to start off in the Eastern Conference. I want to first start off by saying the Atlanta Hawks are going to be playing the Cleveland Cavaliers tomorrow night, Friday night, in the NBA play-in tournament. I have the Hawks winning against the Cleveland Cavaliers so that they will be the number 8 seed. Let's start off in the first round. I've got the number 1 seed in the Miami Heat versus the number 8 seed in the Atlanta Hawks. The Hawks, who went to the conference finals last year, absolutely put on a show, but this team has definitely taken a step back. Trae Young's still doing his thing, but the Miami Heat are the championship caliber team with caliber experience as well. Give me the Miami Heat winning that series in 6. Now moving on to a very interesting matchup in the Eastern Conference, probably the best matchup in the Eastern Conference first round is going to be the Boston Celtics, the number 2 seed, versus the number 7 seed, Brooklyn Nets. Now, even though the Boston Celtics will probably be without Robert Williams for the entirety of the series, I think Boston's defense and what Ime Udoka has done for the Celtics to get this team turned around, and Marcus Smart is a Defensive Player of the Year candidate. Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum can both match Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, at least scoring-wise, even though they're not KD and Kyrie Irving. I got the Boston Celtics winning that series in 6. I can definitely see the Nets taking it 7, but regardless, I've got the Celtics winning the series. Give me Boston in 6. Now I've got the reigning defending NBA champions in the number 3 seed Milwaukee Bucks versus the number 6 seed in the Chicago Bulls. I'm giving the Bucks to win that series in 5. I honestly originally picked the Bucks to win this series in 4 and to sweep, but you know what? I think Chicago's still good enough to at least get a game somewhere in there. No Lonzo Ball in this series, and obviously they've not been a great team versus top teams in the East and Western Conference this year, so give me Milwaukee in 5. And now the one possible upset series in the Eastern Conference is going to be the number 4 seed in the Philadelphia 76ers versus the number 5 seed in the Toronto Raptors. Now, everybody knows, if you've been paying attention, forward for the Sixers, Matisse Thybulle, will not be available to play in Toronto due to Canada's COVID regulations when it comes to foreign people coming in. And that's going to make a huge difference in this series, and that could probably be what ends up costing Philadelphia to win this series, because Toronto's a very good team, and Nick Nurse is a very, very good coach. He's proven that time and time again. But Doc Rivers is on the hot seat, James Harden is on the hot seat, and I believe James Harden was brought there by Daryl Morey and the 76ers organization to get them over the hump. I got the Sixers still winning this series, regardless if Matisse Thybulle is there to play in Canada or not. Give me the 76ers winning in 6. Now that leads me on to the second round of the playoffs in the Eastern Conference. I've got the number 1 seed in the Miami Heat taking on the number 4 seed in the Philadelphia 76ers. Now, from the day Ben Simmons and James Harden, that trade had went down, I stamped it and I said it. The 76ers are going to the Eastern Conference Finals. I'm not going to get off that boat. The Miami Heat are a terrific defensive team, and I think that there's a lot of problems with the Philadelphia 76ers, but I'm going to stick by my word, and I'm going to trust my gut. I'm going to say the 76ers win that series in 7 and advance to the Eastern Conference Finals. Now I've got the number 2 seed in the Boston Celtics versus the number 3 seed in the Milwaukee Bucks. This is a very interesting series as well too, but I just like the championship level of experience and the best player in the world in Giannis Antetokounmpo to take care of business in this series. I do believe Jason Tatum is a top 10 player. Boston's had a terrific run, but they need to go and get a true point guard for this team. Marcus Smart's done his thing. Dennis Schroeder's been serviceable. They haven't had their guy all year that I truly believe in outside of Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum to run the offense. Give me the Bucks winning that series in 6. And then that moves me on to the Eastern Conference Finals, which is going to be the number 3 seed in the Milwaukee Bucks versus the number 4 seed in the Philadelphia 76ers. This has been my Eastern Conference Finals since that trade went down at the deadline with James Harden and Ben Simmons. I'm going to take the Milwaukee Bucks in 6. I like the championship level pedigree. And James Harden, this is where he's going to have to, make or break his legacy, really. He cannot not show up in these playoffs, especially in the big time moment. We've seen it time and time again from his days in Houston. He needs to step up and elevate his game, but I like the Milwaukee Bucks a lot better in this series. Give me Milwaukee winning this series in 6 advancing to the NBA Finals. Now that moves me on to the Western Conference, and that moves me on to wrapping up with the play-in tournament. I'm going to take the New Orleans Pelicans to beat the LA Clippers in the play-in tournament. They've been a young, scrappy team, so I've got New Orleans securing the 8th seed, which moves me on to my very first matchup in the Western Conference first round series, the Phoenix Suns, the number 1 seed versus the number 8 seed New Orleans Pelicans. The Pelicans don't have Zion Williamson, CJ McCollum, Brandon Ingram, Jonas Valanciunas. Very good team, but you know what? The Phoenix Suns are just the clear and definitive better team, especially if Chris Paul remains and stays healthy throughout the playoffs, which I hope for him. I love Chris Paul. Give me the Suns winning that series in 4. Now, another intriguing and very fun series I think that'll be to watch is going to be the number 2 seed in the Memphis Grizzlies versus the number 7 seed in the Minnesota Timberwolves. Now, if you watch NBA on TNT after the Timberwolves have beaten the Clippers and they had that huge celebration, Shaq and Chuck both picked the Timberwolves to win this series. I'm not going to pick them to win this series, but they're a very good team, and they've been a very good team all season long. Give me the Memphis Grizzlies winning this series in 7. I like the fact that I think Minnesota has a little bit more quote-unquote star power, but I think Memphis has been a model of consistency all year. Give me Memphis winning this series in 7. Now that leads me on to Steph, Chef, look at Curry, man, and the Golden State Warriors at the number 3 seed, taking on the number 6 seed in the Denver Nuggets. Now, Nikola Jokic is all by himself. He has been my MVP since January. I never got off that boat, and God, I hope Nikola Jokic wins the MVP because it would be a crime if he does not. But the Warriors are clearly the better team. Steph Curry will be coming back off injury. No Michael Porter, no Jamal Murray, like Jokic has basically had the entirety of this season. Mike Malone's a great coach, but it's not going to be enough to beat the championship level Warriors. Give me the Warriors winning that series in 5. And now my Utah Jazz, the number 5 seed, will be taking on the number 4 seed in the Dallas Mavericks. I was very much looking forward to this matchup, both teams fully healthy, because the Jazz, the last 2 seasons heading into the postseason, have not been healthy. If you remember correctly in the bubble, Bojan Bogdanovic had wrist surgery, missed the entire bubble. Last season, Mike Conley missed the first 5 games of the semifinals, and Donovan Mitchell was hobbled the entire series with a bad ankle. This is the first time the Jazz are going into the playoffs healthy. Hopefully he stays healthy, but in regards to health, Luka Doncic, superstar point guard for the Dallas Mavericks, was seen leaving the hospital in a boot. That really sucks for him, man. You know, I really wanted to see this series go down to the wire, but honestly, with this news, I got the Jazz winning in 5, unbiased, just because there's no Luka Doncic. They split the season series 2-2. Dallas got 2 wins at home. Utah got 2 wins at home. But you know what? No Luka Doncic. That's going to make a huge deal for the Dallas Mavericks. Give me Utah winning in 5. Now that moves me on to the Western Conference semifinals. I got the number 1 seed in the Phoenix Suns versus the number 5 seed in the Utah Jazz. This is going to be an intriguing matchup. I'm going to take the Suns to win this series in 7, and it breaks my heart to say that just because I know that Chris Paul has to understand this is his time. This is his opportunity. I don't know if he'll ever get a better opportunity after this season to go and win a championship. But you got to think, though, this series is absolutely going to 7 if both teams are healthy. These teams match up very, very well. You saw in Phoenix just about a month or 2 ago, Utah had gone in there and gotten the dub. They had a 17-point lead in Salt Lake City just 2 weeks ago. They ended up blowing that lead in the 4th quarter. But Chris Paul, Mike Conley, they both are very good matchup-wise. Devin Booker, Donovan Mitchell, Mikal Bridges, Bojan Bogdanovic, and DeAndre Ayton and Rudy Gobert. This series is going to come down to the role players stepping up and which coach is going to make adjustments. Is Monty Williams or Quinn Snyder going to make adjustments? Hassan Whiteside, Rudy Gay, Jordan Clarkson, and Trent Forrest, all these role guys, Hernan Gomez, are going to have to step up and make plays. Mikal Bridges, Cameron Payne, Cam Johnson, etc. Jay Crowder, love Jay Crowder. All of these guys are going to have to step up and make plays when the time calls, and I got Phoenix winning in 7. It breaks my heart to say that. Great matchup, though, I think, for both teams if healthy. Now that moves me on to the number 2 seed in the Memphis Grizzlies taking on the number 3 seed in the Golden State Warriors. You know, I was really kind of torn with this one at first, but then it really hit me. The Warriors are the championship level team. I know Memphis has been a model of consistency, but I've been on the Memphis is a fraudulent team bandwagon all year, I guess. Like, I've been one of the few, and no disrespect to Memphis, I love rooting for the small market team. You know, I'm a Jaguars fan, I'm a Magic fan, I'm a Jazz fan. Like, you know, I love rooting for small market teams, but I just think the Warriors have the championship level experience that the Memphis Grizzlies don't have. I don't think Ja Morant is enough to get them over the top and win that series. Will Dillon Brooks, will Jaren Jackson, and the rest of this team come out and be scrappy and put up a good fight? Absolutely. but I like the Warriors in this series to win in 6. And then that brings me on to the Western Conference Finals. I got the number 1 seed in the Phoenix Suns taking on the number 3 seed in the Golden State Warriors. Now, the Golden State Warriors, outside of some injuries that they've been dealing with this season, from Draymond Green, obviously, to James Wiseman, Steph Curry's been a little bit hobbled, even though he'll be back for the playoffs. The recipe for success for any team attacking the Golden State Warriors is beat them down low. They don't have a true big, and that's where DeAndre Ayton and Chris Paul and Devin Booker are going to absolutely attack the Golden State Warriors. I love Steph Curry and the Warriors just as much as the next person, but I think that's how they're going to get exploited. That has been their downfall all season, not having a true big. Give me the Phoenix Suns winning in the Western Conference Finals versus the Golden State Warriors. Give me them in winning in 6. Now that brings me on to the NBA Finals, which was last year's NBA Finals, and the number 1 seed in the Phoenix Suns versus the number 3 seed in the Milwaukee Bucks. And as much as I want to see Chris Paul get his ring, I still have his Hornets jersey to this day. Give me the best player in the world, the reigning 2-time MVP, Finals MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, Giannis Antetokounmpo. They're going to bring it back home to the city of Milwaukee. And Milwaukee, this entire season, yeah, they might have gone off to a slow start, but they come out every single night hungry and wanting it more than the next person. And I truly believe that Giannis is the best player in the game. He's the best two-way player in the game. And I just like what they bring to the table. Mike Budenholzer really changed this culture and this team around a lot. Top to bottom, Milwaukee's the best team in the NBA. I wholeheartedly believe that. They're going to beat the Phoenix Suns in 6 yet again, and Giannis is going to be a 2-time MVP in the finals yet again. But that's it for this video. I want to say thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed today's video, make sure you guys drop me a like. It takes 1 second and it helps me in the channel out tremendously. And if you guys are new here and you guys did enjoy the content, consider hitting that subscribe bell to stay tuned for more NBA and, of course, Jacksonville Jaguars content. And if you guys don't know already, I do a podcast every single week called the Don't Overthink It Podcast with Brett James, me, and my co-host, Darian Chill Takes, where we talk NBA and NFL as well. The podcast comes out on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and on YouTube every single Friday morning at 9 a.m. So make sure y'all stay tuned for that. Thank you guys again for sticking around throughout the whole video. Brett James, a.k.a. BJ, I'm out, y'all. Peace!